What's up, guys, and welcome to my Quickie Wednesday review for The Conjuring. This is directed by James Wan. It is written by the Hayes brothers. The reason I'm reviewing this movie is because The Curse of La Llorona opens this Friday, and it is from the producers of The Conjuring, James Wan mainly, and the Conjuring logo is on the poster for that film. So why not talk about my favorite horror movie of all time, The Conjuring. As I said, this is directed by James Wan. This is the first film in the Conjuring universe, and it is the story of a family who moves to a home in the middle of nowhere, pretty much. Well, not in the middle of nowhere, but they move to a new home that's had a past and has some history, and one thing leads to another, and Ed and Lorraine Warren, the paranormal investigators, come into the scene to try to save the day and expose the demonic spirit or demonic entity that is terrorizing this family, who is the mother and father, played by Ron Livingston and Lily Taylor, and I think they're very good in the movie. And I'll say that the acting in this movie is great. I think every performance, all the kids' performances, the adults' performances, the Ed and Lorraine Warren, played by Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga, they are excellent in this movie. They have incredible chemistry, and as they kind of act together in future films, I think they just, really just chew up the scenery whenever they're on the screen. They really act very well together, and they're very believable as this couple. And also, as I said, Ron Livingston and Lily Taylor, you do believe them as these parents. She's sort of the stay-at-home mom. He has a job that he does, and he comes home, and like I said, one thing leads to another, and we have our film. We have our scary film. This movie is very sort of frightening. There's a lot of tension that's built within this movie. I really enjoyed that. Every time I watch this movie, there's just a moment in the film that freaks the hell out of me and scares me. It's like a jump scare, but the tension building leading up to it is so powerful that when the actual thing happens, it really is effective, because you're not just, after it happens, your scared feeling doesn't just go away, it lingers throughout the film. And I really enjoy that, and James Wan is a masterful director. His direction in this movie is masterful, and some of the shots and the cinematography and the way the camera moves and what he decides to show in a frame and what he doesn't decide to show in a frame really works. And I really like the mythology. This is based on true events. I really like the mythology going on here in the story, the family dynamic, how the Warrens relate to the parents. I really liked all of that. There's some nice humor in the movie that's sprinkled out, especially with the assistant to the Warrens and the police officer that comes in. There's some really cool and funny humor that is put in the film that works very well because, like I said, of the spot-on screenplay and the wonderful direction. The finale of the movie is frightening. It's chilling. It works the way it's shot. The sound design, everything about it works. The score to this movie is very good. There's a lot of creepy noises that happen here, and I'm a big fan of it. I love this movie. This is my favorite horror movie of all time. I can watch it over and over and over and over again without getting bored. I really like it. There's a sort of side plot in this movie. Not really a side plot, but there's a side thing that happens in this movie with the Annabelle character. She's in the Warrens' basement, where they have all, I don't know if it's their basement, but it's where they have all their artifacts from the cases that they've worked on. The Annabelle doll is there. She's in a case. There's a sequence involving her that sort of does feel a little misplaced from the rest of the film. It's just sort of like a standalone sequence that happens toward the end of the movie with the Annabelle doll that does kind of feel like it doesn't belong, but this scene also is directed very well. But if I have to say any negative things about this movie, that would be it. The Annabelle sequence, which is about a 5-minute sequence that happens in the movie, does sort of feel a little out of place from what's happening with the rest of the film. But other than that, this is my favorite horror movie of all time, and I'm going to give it 4.5 out of 5 stars. it's so close to being a 5 out of 5 for me, but it's just that Annabelle sequence. I don't dislike the sequence, but if I'm looking at the film from a critical perspective, it does sort of, like I said, feel out of place with the rest of the movie. Guys, comment your thoughts in the comment section. What do you think about The Conjuring? Have you seen it? What are your thoughts about it? Also, you could subscribe to this channel. My review for The Curse of La Llorona will be up this coming Friday, so you could check that out. Also, reviews for Avengers Endgame. We have Long Shot, Pokemon, Detective Pikachu. All these movies coming out. Very excited about those. Be doing reviews for them. My definite non-spoiler review for Avengers Endgame will be up next week. Cannot wait for that. And also, my continuous series of Quickie Wednesday reviews, where next week I will be doing a review for the first film in the MCU celebrating Avengers Endgame. I'll be talking about Iron Man, Jon Favreau's Iron Man. Very excited about that. Guys, if you have been watching this channel for a long time, you'll probably have noticed or realized that I've done a review for The Conjuring up on this channel back in 2013 when this movie came out. And, you know, the film has aged very well with me, so my opinions definitely have changed a bit since that video. So it's sort of nice to compare the two and see where we're at now. Guys, you can follow me on Patreon if you want to help this channel grow. You can follow me on Facebook and Twitter. The links to those are in the description of this video. You could also follow me on Instagram at KingOfRises131. And guys, that's been it. Thank you very much for watching my Quickie Wednesday review for The Conjuring. Over and out.